The question that shook the galaxy. For thousands of years, the galaxy had assumed one thing about humanity. Humans feared war. They negotiated. They compromised. They avoided conflict whenever possible. To most alien species, humans were soft-skinned herbivores with curious tendencies and emotional eyes, strange creatures who built art before armies, diplomacy before dreadnoughts. But that illusion shattered the day the Galactic Concord summoned Earth's ambassador to the High Chamber. The reason? A new enemy had emerged. The Varkon Dominion, a brutal war empire of armor-plated giants, had conquered 7 star systems in a month. Their fleets were unstoppable, their soldiers engineered for violence, their culture rooted in domination. The Concord trembled at the thought of resistance. Only one species volunteered to stand up. Humans. And that stupefied the galaxy. When the human ambassador, Admiral Evelyn Ward, strode into the chamber wearing her Onyx Command uniform, the floor vibrated softly beneath her boots. Every species present, feathered, scaled, crystalline, luminescent, fell silent. The Varkon representative, a towering brute named Gorvak, let out a laugh that rattled the pillars. "You humans, volunteer for war." His voice boomed like breaking metal. "You are not warriors. You are fragile. You are afraid." Admiral Ward did not blink. "Afraid," she repeated calmly. "No. We are prepared." The chamber erupted into whispers. Prepared? No species prepared for the Varkon. Worlds fled. Armies surrendered. Civilizations hid underground. Gorvak growled. Why fight at all? Why not submit? Why not hide, as the others do? Ward stepped closer, eyes cold as deep space. Because humanity learned long ago that you cannot run from monsters. You must stand and teach them to fear you. The aliens around her stiffened. And Gorvak, for the first time in decades, took a step back. The war no one expected. The first strike. The Dominion launched its attack 2 weeks later. 300 warships tore into the Illyra system, expecting another quick conquest. But when they arrived, they found only one human warship waiting. A sleek black superdreadnought. No escort fleets. No carriers. No orbital defenses. Just a name written along the hull. TSS Resolute. Gorvak himself led the attack fleet. "Destroy them," he roared. Humanity did not respond with missiles. They responded with silence. The Resolute fired a single object, tiny, almost invisible. A rod of pure tungsten. It struck a Dominion cruiser at 17,000 kilometers per second. The ship didn't explode. It ceased to exist. A hole the size of a house vaporized straight through it. The cruiser split apart, molten metal dripping into space. Gorvak froze. What weapon is that?" Admiral Ward's voice came through the channel, steady as bedrock. "Kinetic lance. No energy signature. No shield detection. No warning. We don't roar when hunting, Gorvak." The Varkon roared in fury and rushed forward. But this was humanity's battlefield. Silent, patient, merciless. One by one, invisible rods carved through the Dominion formation. In minutes, 40 ships were reduced to drifting scraps. Fires raged inside hulls breached like paper. Command decks vented into the void. Then the Resolute vanished. Literally. It cloaked so perfectly even Gorvak's enhanced eyesight couldn't track it. "What kind of prey disappears?" he snarled. But humans were not prey. They were something the galaxy had never fully understood. They were apex survivors. The ground war. Outraged, Gorvak ordered a ground invasion on Illyra 4, a planet the humans had sworn to defend. The Varkon drop pods slammed into the surface, claws screeching against metal. Thousands of Dominion soldiers poured out, towering brutes armored in bone-forged plates. A perfect war machine. They expected to find terrified civilians. Instead, they found fog, thick, smoky, unnatural. A soldier sniffed the air. Human trickery. Another growled. No matter. We crush them. Then the shadows moved. Human soldiers emerged, silent, clad in gray adaptive armor shifting with the mist. Their helmets glowed faintly with ghost-white visors. They carried rail rifles humming with contained lightning. They moved not like prey animals but like pack hunters. Efficient. Quiet. Precise. A dozen humans took down a battalion in minutes. Not with brute strength. Not with biological superiority. But with a terrifying mastery of strategy, adaptation, and ruthlessness earned through centuries of war. Varkon's soldiers panicked. What are these creatures? They fight like they do not value their lives. They fear nothing. But they were wrong. Humans valued life more than any species. That was why they fought so hard to protect it. The Galactic Council realizes the truth. As the war raged, the Concorde watched. Every week, reports arrived. Human fleets striking from impossible angles. Human soldiers outmaneuvering giants. Human tacticians predicting Dominion attacks with eerie accuracy. After a decisive orbital battle, the Council finally asked the question spoken in fear throughout the galaxy. Why are humans not afraid of war? Human Ambassador Ward answered with a single sentence. Because war has been our teacher for longer than your civilizations have existed. She leaned forward, voice low. Humans do not love war, but we are forged by it, refined by it. We endure it better than any species alive. She gestured to the hologram of the Milky Way. You fear war. We fear failing to protect those we love. That was the difference. And it changed everything. Ending, the day the Dominion broke. The final battle. The last Dominion fleet, massive, scarred, desperate, massed around their homeworld. A ring of warships thicker than any defense line in history. Gorvak stood on the command deck, fury boiling in his veins. Humans will not take our world, he roared. But humanity had no intention of conquering. Only ending the threat. The human fleet arrived not in formation, but in silence, hundreds of cloaked ships shimmering into existence like ghosts of war. The Resolute took the lead. Gorvak snarled. You think yourselves gods. Admiral Ward responded quietly. No. Just human. The battle was brutal. Dominion warships unleashed storms of plasma. Humans replied with invisible kinetic spears ripping through hulls like meteors. Dominion soldiers boarded human ships. Humans fought them room by room, corridor by corridor, never yielding an inch. After 6 hours of continuous combat, the Dominion flagship cracked apart. Gorvak fell to his knees as the Resolute hovered above the ruins. Humans did not gloat. They did not celebrate. Admiral Ward simply said, War ends when the aggressor chooses peace. Gorvak whispered, defeated. What are humans? Why do you not fear us? Ward responded, We fear war. We fear loss. We fear failure. But fear does not stop us. It sharpens us. She took a breath. You asked why humans are not afraid of war. The truth is, we are. And we fight anyway. Epilogue, the legend of humanity. When the Dominion surrendered, the galaxy changed. The Concorde rewrote its threat protocols. Galactic academies revised their military histories. Entire species re-examined what they thought they knew about humanity. A new phrase spread across the stars. Humans do not seek war. But if war seeks them, it finds the bravest warriors in the galaxy. And on every world, every station, every fleet, aliens whispered with awe and fear. Are humans not afraid of war? The answer echoed through the galaxy. They are. And that is why they always win.